The motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure. Here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning, students.
So students, this was lesson number 10 of EVS 2, historic period. Now let's see about what historic period we are going to learn in the next slide. Here children, the first topic is given, what is culture. Now they have mentioned over here why we need to be in culture. The knowledge of various art, skills and tradition inherited from generation to generation, and the way of life founded on that knowledge is described as culture. Like in the olden days, like whatever we have studied in this full EVS2 textbook, we have seen that right from new stone age to till just now in the till 9th lesson we have learned how to make tools and everything. Now we have to see how we can stay be in a proper dependent like example, we are learning and we are having the knowledge of art, skill and tradition which is inherited means from where we are getting from our ancestor means or our daddy's daddy. From there we are learning the culture, like however your mommy and daddy are behaving, the same way we try to behave, and they tell us to good manners and everything. So that comes from generation to generation. Actually that is an culture, and we have different components for that also. And humans and all other animals are dependent on the environment and nature for satisfying their needs. And human tradition of thought, skills and effort gave rise to various arts. Okay, now human tradition in the previous, like we ever depend on hunting and all, but slowly then we came to know that no, while hunting where nothing is not going to happen more. Like if we stay in one place properly, we can grow crops and we can stay over there and so on. So this way we started learning many skills and efforts. So, and that's why we need to have, we have to learn what is culture also. Okay students, around 3000 BC, the ancient civilization emerged in Mesopotamia, Egypt, China and India in the river valleys, and there was ancient riverine civilization. Now you must be thinking, what is that ancient riverine civilization? Like how we all were connected through rivers and so on, and how rivers and all were helping us in for better agriculture and culture to have a traditional way. So first we'll be seeing about the Mesopotamia culture. Now what exactly it is? It is a name, but why this name is given? Its name means the land between two rivers, and it led between river Tigris and Euphrates. Now why it is given the name? Because there is a land in between and there are two rivers side by that. That's why, and the two river name was Tigris and Euphrates. That's why the name was given Mesopotamia. Ancient Mesopotamia had great cities like Ur, Uruk, Nippur, etc. And not only that, the two rivers were famous, but there were some cities also side of that Mesopotamia like Ur, Uruk, Nippur and etc. And these cities were home to very prosperous culture. And in these cities we find lot of culture and traditionals because it is very old civilization. Next, as we have seen around 3000 BC, so we have seen the next riverine civilization was Egypt. By the name itself we come to know that all great civilizations, ancient Egyptian civilizations were flourished on the banks of the river Nile. Now banks of the river Nile is the biggest river in Egypt. The banks of river Nile were very fertile due to flooding. Now you must be seeing why it is very fertile. But in those days children, river Nile was fertile because of whatever the sand, or you can say the whatever sand we get from there and the water is to come out through flooding. When it is raining very heavy or through the flooding, all the mud also comes out from there. So that mud is to come out on the banks of the river, and people is to grow crops over there. And because of that, the crops also used to grow very nicely. That's why it is called very fertile. And why it was very fertile? Because due to flooding. The Egyptian used to create embankments to store river water for irrigation, and because it was flooding all the time, that river, they used to make embankments. Embankment means is where all the water which is to come outside, they used to make a big wall, little bit thicker wall, so the no water can go back in the river, and then they can grow some crops nearby, and for them it is very easy to take water from there and grow the crops. So that this way the Egypt river Nile river was very fertile. Then next, children, in Egypt only we got one topic, Harappa. Now the Harappan civilization flourished on the banks of Indus River. Now this also, it was nearby, that in India it was, but it is nearby to Pakistan and in the Asian country. Now cities of these civilizations are well known for the systematic town planning. Now you must be thinking at that time how town planning and all was there, but it was there. Now what had happened is, like this Harappan people had made a very systematic town planning, and all in detail it was given in the textbook, children, when we'll be doing the reading the lesson. Now town planning means there was big houses, there were drainage, there were bath system, and as we can see in the picture in the slides also, they used to make toy, and these people all were there exactly. But now you must be thinking where those people went. Now what happened is, and other thing also, they were having like huge granaries. Huge granaries means where we can store lots and lots of grains. That is called huge granaries. And spacious houses. Now you must be thinking that what spacious houses means. Big houses they were having, and special features of these cities. Now, and this Harappan civilization was very famous. And now also, children, and how we came to know, you must be thinking, great, through excavation. The excavation people went over there, through the digging and all, they found it. Now what had happened, through the natural calamities, this all the Harappan civilization was buried under the ground. Natural calamities can be flood, earthquake, and so on. So it was just buried under the ground. And through excavation, when scientists went over there, they tried to dig it out, and then they found this Harappan civilization. So then we came to know there was one civilization called Harappa civilization. Now in Harappan civilization and all rivers, ancient riverine civilization, children, there was some type of sports and entertainment also. Now in different places they were having different types of sports and entertainment, even they were having at those times. Let us see what that was. There was a variety of sports and means of entertainment in the ancient civilization. Hunting and wrestling were important one. Hunting, as we know, they knew so much very well. But wrestling, like fighting with each other, as you must have seen on the TVs a lot. There were board games and toys too. And there were games like what we are playing nowadays, chess and all. In those days also they were playing. Only thing there in those days, it was in a bigger way, and now it has become in a smaller way. Music and dance were also very important in early civilization. They were essential part of during festival. Like example, for entertainment, they wanted music and dance also. All the folk tales and folk dance they used to sing, and so on. So children, historic period lesson number 10 is over. Keep learning something new every day. Thank you.